Hello, my name's Duncan Lee. I'm one of the co-founders of XYZ Group. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through 5 ways to raise the music profile in your school. For me personally, I've been a musician for 25 years. I play a bunch of different instruments and I'm very passionate about music tuition and what it can do for people of all ages, but in this case, especially young people. Music is an incredibly powerful tool when teaching students of all backgrounds, whether that's SEN or not. So the question I want to ask is, how do you feel about music in your school? So there are many reasons why music might not be what it could be in your school, such as lack of training. You have limited resources, so those two things coupled together, you might have not many instruments to use, but also you might have staff that aren't as confident. You may also have curriculum constraints. The core subjects, maths, English, might be taking up the majority of the time in your school, and it might be very hard to timetable consistent music lessons. Also classroom management. That's a tough thing to master. Especially when you've got a class of students armed with noise-making things like instruments, it's very hard to be heard, so you have to look to other ways to overcome that. Sometimes classroom teachers, generalist teachers, can feel that there's a lack of support in that subject because it might not be something that they're overly confident with. And finally, the time constraints of getting instruments out, having the time to play them and put them away again within the time frame of your music lesson can also be a challenge. Now, just to be clear, I'm not trying to put you off of music as a subject, okay? But we need to overcome these challenges together and make sure that your teaching team are happy to delve into music while being aware of these challenges and know how to work around them. Now, these 5 key points that I'm going to make are just going to set you off on the right foot to building a better music curriculum for your school. Okay, so point 1 is developing your curriculum overview. Having a very clear-cut idea of what you want to teach at which parts of the year in your music curriculum is going to help instill confidence into your staff so they have a structure and know where they need to take the subject. From my own personal experience, this was one of the biggest things that helped me get over the initial anxieties of having to teach the subject of music in a broad and diverse way. Set clear objectives, thinking about what you want to teach and what instruments you might have access to as well, because this could also dictate the content in which you want to cover. Are you developing skills for the students? Are they trying to get better at a certain instrument? Are they going to contribute this and move this towards future opportunities? This is something for you to decide and have a think about. Okay, step 2. Experiences. So this one is really about utilising your network. In your school, if you're already in a position where you are offering peripatetic music lessons to the students, then perhaps you could utilise that network and those music teachers you work with. I can guarantee that you probably have some music teachers involved with your school who are keen to grow their student base. Now, one of the ways of doing this is by holding some form of interactive assembly for the students. That way, that musician can come in, show their talents and wow the kids, and the students are really getting a positive experience out of that and inspiring them and making them keen to do music. Whether that's playing, whether that's learning an instrument, but once again, you're making children aware of what they can achieve in the world of music. Given that there's a mutual benefit between the school and the peripatetic music teacher, you may even find that there is a way that the music teacher may do this free of charge because it's within their interest to grow their student base. Okay, so point 3 is modelling. What I mean by this is I feel it's very important for the teachers in your school to be very transparent with their abilities in music. If they have some, great. If they don't worry. I think it's important that the teachers are very transparent about that to the students. And I feel like for the teachers, they should also adopt a student mindset when going through these lessons. If you buying in resources or if you have a subject, you have materials in front of you already, great. But what the teacher should take the stance of is, okay, children, I'm going through this with you rather than I'm teaching it to you, because you need to alleviate the teacher of that mindset that they need to know everything, because doing that is going to instill all sorts of anxieties into the teacher that they feel that these expectations have to be met. And I feel it's much more healthy for the teacher to be able to sit alongside the students, go through the lesson content together, but it's also part of the modelling process is the students seeing the teacher also struggle with this is so important, because what they're then seeing is the teacher having a go and they're struggling, but it's okay, look, I'm struggling with it too. You keep having a go too, and we'll all get there together. And I feel that modelling and showing that vulnerability from the teacher will be so empowering for the students, because then there's also, not only is it teacher and students working together to learn or reach a learning outcome, they're also side by side. There's an element of competition there in a healthy way. And I feel that's really important to show the students. Point 4, gig assemblies and termly concerts. This subject is something that I'm quite passionate about. There's a school I teach in where this happens, and I model our curriculum in this school as well. And each week, this is on a Wednesday afternoon currently, will have a half an hour assembly slot given to music. And what this means is that students can put their names down, they can opt in to perform whichever song they like, obviously within reason, as long as it's appropriate. However, we get many singers, many drummers, piano players, whatever the kids can access instrument-wise. And then from there, they let me know the tracks, I get their playlist ready. Sometimes they have karaoke versions on YouTube, obviously all safeguarding compliant, but they'll use that as their words to prompt them. But we've got to adopt this stance that the point in this is to create regular opportunity for the students to perform. By no means are we expecting perfection from the students. We don't need to set that expectation for them. It's not a healthy one. But it's about building that regular opportunity to get up and express yourself, show the school what you get up to or what you're into musically. In some cases we've also done allowed dance performers as well, so it's kind of more of a performing arts assembly. But having this regular window of time dedicated to this and for the students to see it is, I feel, is a very healthy practice. Because once again, spreading through the team of teachers, we're trying to instill the idea of trying and trying their best and growth mindset, because by doing that we're going to help build the confidence of not only the students but the teachers and creating that environment. And wherever I can, I involve teaching staff as well. If I find out one of them's a musician in the teaching staff at the school I work at, I get them involved. It's important. It's really important for the children to see adults playing too. Point 5, professional development for teachers. So many of your teaching staff will be students in music. That's a given. And it's important to keep presenting opportunities for them to better themselves. The best case scenario in this is that the teaching team in your school get recreational enjoyment from music. Because if they can have that, and it's a form of mindfulness, it's great for well-being. And if they can enjoy it beyond their needs to teach it in the classroom, you're going to naturally develop this want and this need to teach music, because not only do the students enjoy it, but the teachers get something from it too. So before booking the training session, it'd be important for you to do a questionnaire with your teaching team, work out what their weaknesses are, what they feel their weaknesses are, and that way you can talk to the training provider, whether it's XYZ Primary or another external provider, and they can curate the session to make sure it's really helping the team and in the areas that they need it most. So you've heard my 5 key points that I think would make a big difference in your school in terms of the music profile. What to do next is really deciding on what resources you have, working out what resources you have available to you in the school. Can you use your existing resources, whether that's the instruments you have, whether that's the skill set among your team. From there, start implementing these stages. If you feel you need further advice externally, then please do reach out to your local music authority. Alternatively, reach out to us. I'd be happy to sit on a call with you and we can go through points and ways that you can help upskill your teaching team and start building your music curriculum so that your music delivery is much more confident in your school. I truly hope you found this video useful. We're here to help. Please do reach out if you need any further assistance. Thank you for watching.